What's up, guys? I hope that you're having an awesome day today. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Got two things that I want to tell you about before we get into talking about raw food and eating disorders. One thing is I want to remind you guys that we are still having the book sale. Today is the last day to get 25% off any or all of my ebooks with the discount code YUMMY. You can go to meganelizabeth.com/books to take advantage of that. So that is going to be ending tomorrow. And the other reminder is that if you'd like to sign up for the digital detox retreat that is happening out here in Hawaii in October, it's October 20th to the 27th. We've got some people signing up already, and we haven't even made our official video about it. So I'm really excited. It's going to fill up probably pretty soon. So make sure that if you want to come, that you apply. You can follow the link below or go to meganelizabeth.com/retreat to get more information. And yeah, I'm really excited about both of those things. So today what we're going to be talking about is disordered eating after getting into a raw foods diet. So I think I'll start off by just sharing a little bit of my own experience with it. As a kid, I wouldn't have said that I really had a healthy diet, and I definitely ate too much of certain foods that weren't good. But I never would have said that I was an emotional eater. I never was binging on things. I probably just ate a little bit more than I should have. And then as I got older and as a teenager, I did crazy diets to try to lose weight and all kinds of stuff, but I never dropped into the anorexia phase. I never really got into bulimia. I might have had brief bouts of, different types of eating disorders or disordered eating. And none of them ever stuck enough to significantly impact my life. And then when I started eating raw food, I was so excited about the results that I was getting that I just didn't really think about cooked food. And I didn't really think of it as restriction. I was coming from being so sick and having all these food allergies, and I felt so excited that I could basically eat whatever fruit and whatever vegetable I wanted, whatever nut and seed I wanted. And I just felt super excited about that. So it wasn't until I had been doing it for probably around a year that I started to have my initial sort of, binges on cooked food. And after I started to feel better on raw food, I felt like I had the luxury to now think about maybe I could try having cooked food once in a while. But I still had this mindset that it was bad for me. And I think that was the issue, is thinking that cooked food is bad for you. Because some cooked foods might be bad for you and some might not. And it's really about the amount of cooked food that you're eating for yourself, for your personal situation. And different people are going to be able to eat different amounts of cooked food and feel good or feel bad from it. So what I was experiencing was that I felt so good on raw food because I had this history of just extreme adrenal fatigue. I was tired all the time. I had really bad brain fog, and raw food really allowed me to limit the amount of energy I spent on digestion so that I could have more energy in my body, in my mind, to do the things that I wanted to do. So when I started to feel better and I started to get into that place where I was like, ooh, I think I'm having a craving for this or that or the other thing, mostly it would happen when I was just really, really hungry. And actually a lot of times it would happen after I would go rock climbing. I'd be climbing for 2 hours and I'd leave the gym and I would just be like, oh, I want a veggie burger. And so that would turn into not just eating a veggie burger. It would be I'm having 2 veggie burgers. I'm having a whole bunch of French fries. I'm having a sample of everything at the Whole Foods prepared section bar that was vegan. And so, and then I would feel terrible afterwards. And I would be like, oh, this is so awful. Cooked food makes me feel terrible. But it's I was literally binging on it. But I think if you binged on anything, it could make you feel terrible. If you binged on banana ice cream or just bananas or oranges or any fruit or anything, if you binged on salad with tahini dressing, and ate it until you were disgustingly full, you would feel horrible. I very quickly realized, okay, this is not gonna work. And I'm creating a problem for myself. And if I continue doing this, it's gonna turn into something that's significantly impacting me. What I had to do was to learn more actually from my guru, my raw food guru, who would occasionally eat cooked food and not make a big deal about it, which I thought was really cool, and I always admired that. I basically had to change the way that I viewed it, and I needed to slowly incorporate small amounts of technically cooked things. And I would say the first place that I started was I actually started eating freeze-dried vegetables or frozen vegetables. And I would thaw them out. Sometimes I would heat them up and I'd mix them in with my salad. That mindset of cooked food is poison, cooked food is bad, I can't control myself on cooked food, I have to be 100% raw or I just binge all the time. It's that extreme mindset that doesn't really serve us. And even if you're an extreme personality, it might serve you to try to let go of that and to incorporate very small amounts of cooked food. And it could be the same thing for people who have been eating a very low-fat vegan diet for a while. You look at fat as this, thing that's going to make you feel tired and terrible and whatever. But if you just start slowly incorporating very small amounts of it, you'll realize it's not the fat that's doing it to you. It's the amount that you might eat sometimes if you're just binging on it. So I would encourage anybody to create a plan that's going to work for you, because maybe eating a small amount of cooked food is not going to work for everybody, and maybe you don't want it. But if you do want to start incorporating it and you do want to get out of that sort of binging mindset, then I would say start to experiment and just try small, very simple cooked foods like sweet potatoes, steaming broccoli, steaming regular potatoes, quinoa, things like that, and keep it very simple and add it to your raw food and see how you feel with it. And I know a lot of people got into doing the raw till 4 diet, which I think was a really cool idea to help people sort of work cooked food back into their lives. But what I saw there was also a process of binging, and people would sometimes not eat enough fruit during the day, and they're just waiting for that 4 o'clock time where they can just binge on rice, binge on vegetables, binge on potatoes. And it's just a little bit disordered in my opinion, as far as it just not being good for you. And anytime you're eating a really, really large amount of food, it's really hard on your digestion. And so if you talk to a lot of people that have kind of scaled back on the quantities that they're eating, usually they'll tell you they feel a lot better because they're actually digesting and absorbing stuff. They're not getting bloated like they used to. I know so many people that were doing Raw Till 4 that were just eating ridiculous amounts of food and just getting bloated and feeling terrible, and they're just told to just keep doing it. So you got to listen to your body, and you got to figure out what's going on for you and what's going to work for you, and make a plan that is tailored for you, and do it in a harmonious way, honoring your body and trying to do the best for it, not in a restrictive way, and not in a way that makes some foods poison and some foods not poison. And then something else that I also want to make people aware of is sometimes you can have legitimate cravings for certain cooked foods because your body knows, hey, I can get that nutrient from this food. So even if it's something like vegan pizza or whatever, if you're not eating enough calories or you're not getting enough calcium or you're not getting enough vitamin E, if your body has in its Rolodex of foods that you've eaten, okay, this food usually has this nutrient in it. It could make you crave that thing. Just like pregnant women craving dirt because they're, maybe not getting enough minerals or something in their food. So really try and dive deeper with what's going on, and you don't have to always listen to everybody else as far as what they're telling you is right and wrong with food and diet, and just check in with your own intuition. So I would like to hear from you guys on this. Please comment down below and share your own stories if you've had disordered eating since getting into raw food, And yeah, I'd love to go back and forth and work with you guys on this and help you figure out what's going on. And yeah, hopefully you can come to a more harmonious place with your eating. So thank you guys so much for watching. One more reminder about the book sale, 25% off at meganelizabeth.com/books with the discount code YUMMY. And also make sure that you sign up for that retreat, meganelizabeth.com/retreat, for the digital detox retreat coming up in October. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.